Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Today I thought I'd just do a little video about my first impressions of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, which I just recently got. So let's start with the first point. So if you watched my unboxing, you probably noticed that I was like really surprised when I looked in the box. I was surprised at the size of the camera. It looked bigger than I expected. I don't know, it just looked like a proper camera, you know. So that was kind of exciting just to have something that, I don't know, I guess the bigger camera just looks more professional or something. So that was my first impression. These are kind of not in any particular order, but that one was my first one. The second one was, you know, I plugged in the battery, charged the battery, plugged it in, put the card in and took some images, and they looked really, really good once I took them into Resolve. I didn't have to do much for them to look very film-like, and the skin tones were really nice. Just the whole thing looked like it was, you know, from a movie without doing any work to it, which was kind of amazing. Like, it was the first camera that I've seen like that just, I don't know, without any effort, it looks like it's from, you know, a movie, which is sort of what I'm after. So that was really impressive. There is number 3, there's a lot of talk about the battery online, or that the battery power is not very good, but I haven't really experienced that. I do sort of shorter bits and pieces and stitch them together, but today I just did a really rough test and left the camera on, and it lasted about 33 minutes. I don't know if the battery was fully full when I started, because I didn't really sort of anticipate doing the test. And I plugged the monitor in and the microphone. I don't know if they drain any of the battery. They are self-powered, but I'm not sure how the circuit works. But yeah, it lasted about just over 30 minutes, and I think it used like 60 gig or something, which was huge. Next one, number 4, the IBIS. So it has no stabilization in the camera, so you can really feel the jitters, and I might look at getting maybe an image stabilized lens just to remove those micro jitters. I'm also filming on quite a zoom lens. I guess it's a 50mm, which is 100 on the micro four thirds, so they really enhances all the jitters of the camera. So I guess a wider lens would probably not show it as much, but yeah, it's something to think about, and it's unusual for me because I'm so used to the X-T4 having, you know, stabilized lenses and stabilized bodies, that it's really weird to come to a camera that's not stabilized at all. So that was sort of like oh, okay, we need to deal with this now. But yeah, there's many workarounds of, obviously you can get gimbals and other stabilizers and lenses that are more stabilized than the ones I'm using. So yeah, that's something that I need to explore. Number 5, file size and the editing capabilities. So editing is awesome. Everything is very streamlined, and the timeline scrubs really easily. Playback's not a problem at all in DaVinci. Tape filming in B-RAW, 12:1 compression. The file sizes are big though, wow. 10 minutes I think was around 20 gig, and the half an hour was almost 60, which is like huge. So I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong there. There's probably maybe a better way to do it, but yeah, that's just the first impressions there. But in terms of editing, it all is very smooth, even though the files are so big. Number 6, the rear screen. Yeah, the rear screen is really good. It's big. Indoors, it's great. It doesn't tilt, so that's a downside. It doesn't move in any way, so you really need to get down there to see what's going on. But it's touchscreen. The menus are really easy to operate. But outside, I found that there was a lot of glare, and it was hard to see the screen, to the point where I really didn't know what I was filming at one point. Like, the sun was really bad. But maybe there's a workaround to there. But yeah, that's just my first impression, something to look into. Number 7, the ergonomics of the camera. So it's really nice to hold. It's got a nice, like a grip, and also you can put your hand under it or under the lens. It feels right in the hand. So that was like a good thing. And the buttons are all easy to press. The menus are nice, you know, and easy without explanation. You know what you're doing. The ports are easily accessible. Yeah, so far so good in that department. Number 8, micro four thirds dilemma I've written here. Yeah, So I'm not familiar with the Micro Four Thirds world, so it's a new thing to me. And the 2x crop factor has really thrown me. Getting wide lenses is sort of seems like a bit of a expedition to try and find something that's fast and wide. I know there's the speed booster world, etc., which I might go down. But yeah, that's sort of that was one thing that was like, oh, okay, everything is 2x now. So I didn't really think it through very well, but I don't know, maybe the 6K EF was a better option. I don't know. I'll have to experiment there. But yeah, so far I'm just using a Micro Four Thirds without any adapter, like a native lens, which it's nice, but just getting wide is sort of, yeah, harder than on other cameras. Number 9, I just wrote that the camera can get a bit hot underneath. It's nothing like major, but just noticed that, you know, on my Fuji X-T4 I haven't sort of experienced that as much. And I did hear the fan a little bit today, I think, when I was close up to it, but it hasn't really been a problem with the mic or anything. But just, yeah, so the camera is sort of like, it's like a machine, you know, rather than a small point and shoot. So just things to remember and think about. And number 10, my last point, it's just that there's such a big learning curve with this camera. So it's good and bad, you know, if you're not into that sort of thing, it's like, oh my God, overwhelming. But for me, it's been exciting because there's a lot to learn and I love learning new things. So, but there's so much to learn, you know, from what is B-RAW, how does that work, compression, you know, false color, monitors, buttons, new batteries. So yeah, it's like a new world. So that's something to consider. But yeah, they're my sort of 10 first impressions about the camera. Overall, I'm really enjoying it and the image is beautiful. It's sort of now going to be a bit of a way up between like this camera, you need to work things, you know, it's not just a press and shoot, you know, there's no autofocus here, you've got to work for your image a little bit. So I'll be sort of testing out this camera a lot more, comparing it to the X-T4 for myself and seeing which system is the one I'll stay with. The image is beautiful, but it'll be sort of a way up between, is it worth, you know, the work, or is the point and shoot good enough for YouTube type stuff? So yeah, stay tuned if you want to hear how that whole journey goes. I'll document my journey with the Blackmagic and put up more videos in the near future. So yeah, leave a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe if you want to come on the journey. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video hopefully. Bye!